Kyle Klingman with Trackwrestling. We have two-time world medalist and a participant in the Hawkeye Wrestling Club Showdown Open, James Green. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself? Thank you for having me on the show.
This is fun. I really am excited about the Hawkeye Wrestling Club Showdown Open. I think a lot of people are excited about your match in particular with Alex Marinelli. How are you approaching this? I know that you're growing into 74 kilos. You've been at 70 kilos with your medals, but how do you feel as far as the size and bulking up into a new weight class?
Really, I don't think that it's real, especially with the day of weighing now, I don't have to bulk as much. And I think that honestly, around 163, 165, that's just like prime. If everyone would just wrestle what they weighed, that would be prime spot for me. That's where I feel my best. I feel like I get good training in, lift, eat, live right, and just feel good day in and day out, just kind of walking around my natural weight. So it's been good. And I'm excited to kind of get another competition in up around that weight. So
What is the actual weight class you have to weigh in? Of course, you compete
I,
at 74 kilos. So is it 74 plus 2 kilos? So 76?
I think so. I think that's what we did, or it might just be a kilo. I don't know. It might be 165. I forget, but yeah, it's it'll be around that weight, and it's no big deal for me. I don't think, as far as I can tell, I don't know if Marinelli gets that big or if it'll be any problem for him. But yeah, it's no big deal. Just come, show up, and wrestle.
Contrasts and styles, of course. I think that's why everyone is intrigued. How do you approach a style like Alex Marinelli?
Well, he's got the Hawkeye traditional kind of high pace, try and keep the pressure on you. So I've had, through the years wrestling college and just I wrestled a couple Hawkeyes on the freestyle scene. Just the same approach, move my feet. I can stay in the hand. That's the thing. I can hand fight with the best of them, or I could stick and move. So it'll be interesting just to get on the mat and share the same mat with Marinelli. And yeah, get back to competing. That's what really I'm most excited about, is competing. You see everyone, all these other matchups and these matches going on. They just had the Open, so you're feeling the excitement of other competition or other people competing, and you just want to get out there. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
You have a new club that you're a part of. Everyone associates you with Nebraska, but how's that transition been to going from the Midwest to the East Coast?
It's been good. I the besides moving and actually getting out here, that was the hardest part. Obviously, I think it was about 17, 18-hour drive. And then just kind of getting down the routine down. Of course, we were still kind of in a little bit of quarantine. So being able to get on the mat and get in a club around here was pretty helpful. But as far as communication goes with the coaches here, Roby and Frere, it's been solid. I can hit them up. They've been really accommodating for anything I need and trying to get me set up with people around the town for other things outside the mat. So yeah, it's been really smooth transition, and again, happy to have made the move, and glad that we're kind of picking it up a little bit and getting back to where we used to be as far as training and competing.
Does Frere hit you with some funky stuff when you guys roll around?
We rolled around a few times, and yeah, he's I mean, chest wrap and front head is very obviously top level, world level. But for the most part, I've just been rolling around with the college guys here, which has been really good, getting some new feels, getting some new bodies, and seeing different looks and trying new things myself. So the whole room, whole guy, everyone here at Virginia Tech, I could text anyone, and they're very helpful and obviously they want to get better and I want to get better. So it's been going good.
If we connect the dots, Mikai Lewis is a junior world champion. He's there, and he's at 165 pounds, beat Marinelli at the NCAA championships in 2019. Do you go to him for advice? Do you use him as a tool in this match against Alex Marinelli?
No, we're two different wrestlers. He has a different approach on how he wrestles, and for me, I can't really that match. I don't know how it's going to be 9 times out of 10, or them wrestling, right? So every match is going to be different. I've watched Marinelli wrestle myself. I could see his tendencies, and I'm sure they're watching and have been preparing for me. So pretty much, I think that I'm just really going based off of what I know. I have that in the back of my mind, but I'm still going to be trying to do the things that I do and get to the positions that I like to get to. So it should be fun, especially going to freestyle. So to test his parterre when I take him down, because that's definitely going to happen. And I think I'm looking to put up points definitely in parterre for sure.
Thinking back to the World Team Trials, when you talk about parterre and getting turns, one of the great moments I think back to is at the World Team Trials when you got those turns and everyone was counting those. I think it was last year. What was that like when you're in that moment and the Husker crowd was behind you?
It was great, especially just because I lost at the Open, and it was the first time that I got to wrestle Deacon again. So just to get that out the way and then come back and do it 2 times in a row was great. Um, and yeah, you're so high. And the Huskers, the fans have always treated me well, so I really appreciated them being there. They showed good support, and Final X was just awesome. And yeah, obviously with the Olympic year coming up, that was my last time at 70, so it meant a lot. Okay, you gotta go down. Daddy's doing an interview. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you got to tell us about your child. I think it was close. We're talking about the World Team Trials and Final X. Didn't you have her close to that competition?
I had her what was that 2 day or I didn't have her obviously. She was born was that we wrestled on Saturday or Friday. She was born a day before weigh-ins, or no, not a day before weigh-ins, the night before, so 2 days before. So we had the press conference, and yeah, I left the hospital to go to the media day. And yeah, obviously with that, me making a world team, that's always kind of going to be a story. My daughter was born, but then the past that 36 hours and running off low sleep. So yeah, it was definitely challenging getting to the arena, getting my weight down, and then going back to the hospital, make sure everything was good, and then going out there and wrestling and getting off the mat. So it was really, really a crazy weekend, but definitely memorable, and yeah, something we'll always be telling my daughter.
How have you enjoyed fatherhood?
It's been great. I mean, I loved it, especially at the beginning of the quarantine, having a lot of one-on-one time with my daughter, um, being at home just because my wife, she was still working. So, before that, I was still traveling. I had went to Russia, went to training camp, and it was still that on the road kind of lifestyle. So to be home and spend time with my daughter and my wife, it was good. And obviously learning something week to week. She watched her start walking. Now she's starting to understand the little things as far as if I tell her go get her books, or we start to clean up her toys, nap time. So it's been fun getting to understand her little language as she's getting older and developing.
Of course, your Twitter handle and other handles are Who is James G or Who is James Green. Do you feel like people are getting to know you a little bit better?
Yeah, they are. There's still the occasional, why. I always get tagged in, like, if there's videos of other wrestlers or something like that, they'll people are thinking that is me. So that's kind of exactly like why the why my Twitter handle is what it is. But yeah, that my the recognition has definitely been growing since I started that Twitter handle. So it's been good.
When you think about what's next, of course, you have this Hawkeye Wrestling Club Showdown Open coming up November 1. But after that, what kind of competition schedule do you want to keep?
So I'm actually going to be competing in the flow bracket down at 150, and that's in December. But yeah, there's been so many different events, and really, I wish I could have wrestled sooner. But obviously, I wanted to be given enough time to prepare and train and feel back to as close as good a shape as I was before quarantine. And with the whole move and getting situated in a new area, I need to get some time. So now that I'm back to the day in and day out grind and more consistent training, I'm just ready to compete and get after it as much as possible. So after November 1, I'm looking to go to the flow bracket and win that. So it should be fun, and I'm excited. There's a lot of time, so even between that, I'm not sure. There's always people looking for matches or another event coming up. So with the given time between different events, I'm always willing to wrestle.
Does it feel good too with this Hawkeye Wrestling Club event to get a payday? I mean, it's there's some incentives to win too. That has to be a big part of taking a card like this.
Yeah, you always. I mean, it's nice to be compensated for wrestling and competing and doing what you love. There's not a lot of people that get to say they can do that. So, yeah, that's definitely beneficial. But at the same time, it's been last time I competed was in January, and I lost my first match, and I was in Italy. So that's just still sitting, not sitting well with me. I feel like I need to get out on the mat and showcase what I have to offer. So, yeah, it's a little bit of both. And it just adds to the, the initiative to get out there and, yeah, do what I do best and get a W.
As we said, you're so connected and identified with Nebraska wrestling. You're with the Southeast Regional Training Center right now. Do you maintain those relationships with the people at Nebraska?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was out there for 10 years. That I'm not gonna put those relationships to the side. Obviously, I'm not seeing those people every day, but definitely been in contact. Definitely been texting and talking on the phone more, even more now that I've moved away. But definitely checking in and bouncing ideas off of obviously my old coaches, Snyder, Manning, even our trainer Tyler Weeda, just to you know make sure I'm doing what I need to do and get their thoughts on different things. And obviously, it works both ways because I can have more right here, Axon Frere and Roby, Cody, some other wrestlers here, just what they think about different positions and trying to get their perspective on the sport of wrestling. And that's what I like too, right? Because I can call not only just the Nebraska people or Axe here, but the community of wrestling is so it's big, or it's not that big, but it's not that small. So there's definitely a lot of knowledge and a lot of brains in the sport community, and just to be able to text or call or even get on the Zoom with different brains, it's very very beneficial.
What's the wrestling culture like where you are now versus in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Um, it's I feel like, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much the same. It's very similar. But obviously, I didn't wrestle here at Virginia Tech, so and with the quarantine, I'm not getting the full extent of the community. But I can definitely tell the support is here, especially on social media and the reactions I've gotten, and people wanting to do camps and clinics and just trying to get set up different dates to get out and share my knowledge of the sport. So I definitely feel the welcome party here, and it's been really exciting. I've enjoyed myself a lot.
If you, after this call, pop in a movie and you need to watch something, what movie you going to?
Um, Man, that's a tough one. That's a, a little curve. I wasn't ready for that question. Um, well, I guess I would like to see a new movie um, that I haven't seen yet. I think it's called Tenet, the Tenet movie. It's kind of almost like what's that? What was that movie called? Ah, man, with the dreams. I'm getting
Oh yeah, Inception.
Yeah, Inception. It's almost like that. So I guess you could say that. I'd probably watch that and then try and watch that movie Tenet just to see the similarities or the ideas of what went into that movie. So
You get out and about much there in Blacksburg, Christiansburg?
not so much, but we have like every since I moved here, which was beginning of August, every weekend I've been seeing either friends or family of some sort. Either we visited or they came here. So that aspect's been very nice. Obviously, one of the big reasons we moved back here, and we've been taking advantage of that. So not quite out and about yet with the whole getting situated, but definitely taking advantage of seeing the family and friends, and it's been very very well, very good.
Hawkeye Wrestling Club Showdown Open, November 1, James Green against Alex Marinelli. As we said, a lot of people excited about that one. Can't wait to see it take place.